This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
We are back with Craig Quaglia, our myofascial trigger point therapist based out of Forest Park, Illinois. He has plenty of years. Can I say over 30 something years of experience? He sure does. Helping
40,
so
going
many.
to 40.
Oh, it's 40. Oh gosh. Okay, 40. See? And he's been helping so many people, obviously. Let's get to know him, and we're going to look at some slides today. Can't wait to see what you have in store. So, Mr. Quaglia, tell us a little bit about the work you do.
Okay, so as we all know, across the country, we're getting ready for the deep freeze, and it's no different here. It's a cold day, bright day in Chicago. My name is Craig Quaglia, myofascial trigger point therapist, practicing medical massage therapy and myofascial trigger point therapy for 40 years. Yes, even I'm surprised. Private practice, instructor for 5 years, worked in 6 clinics, holistic and functional medicine. Great experience, met a lot of different people, learned a lot of different techniques. Synergy was the name of the game. Really, the name of the game was getting people better and giving them a quality of life. Currently mostly focused on chronic pain intervention, which has been a big deal the last month because of the weather, maintenance, and prevention. So we're going to center this around today is going to be centered around, but baby, it's cold outside. And right now our temperatures are starting to dive. So we're talking about dangerous situations. You know things are bad when you have record-breaking cold and snow is falling in Florida, Alabama, and Louisiana. Things are bad.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So what we want to, yeah. So this is our second round with this. And the first round, people did the things that they normally do. They weren't prepared. You don't walk around in your flip-flops. You don't walk around in your pajama bottoms or a windbreaker when the wind chill is below zero. People started doing that and quickly learned the dangers and the problems that go with it, on top of shoveling snow and everything else. So we're going to talk about being properly prepared. And then we're going to talk about when you're not properly prepared, because then you come and see me. Okay. So the cold air causes muscle spasms. One of the dangers in this that I noticed, and this actually happened to me last week because I had to go out there and shovel and do things I didn't normally like to do. But there was a rapid cooling of my muscles, leading to increased excitability of the nerve endings. The one thing that did catch me by surprise that I forget about and I have to relearn every year is the dehydration, all right, that comes along with that, okay, which can exacerbate by the cold exposure. So when temperatures start to drop below 20 down toward the zero, it is pulling the humidity out of the air, not just outside, inside. So if you think about when you walk around your house and you touch something and you get zapped, it's because you have low humidity in the air. But in your body, low humidity means you're losing a lot of fluid in your body, either through sweating or through respiration. And unbeknownst to you, can really put you in a dangerous situation without you realizing it. So fluffier snow is easier to move, but it does bring down the humidity. Overexertion in cold conditions without proper warming up. People just go out and start doing things, whether it's exercising or shoveling snow or just walking from the house to the car right now. These are very dangerous situations. Reduce blood flow. You're like, wow, but your body gets stressed. And when the cold comes, the body's response is to pull the blood deeper into the body to protect your organs. Doesn't care about the outside so much anymore. It's worried about what's going on inside. So what this does is it impairs the blood vessels and their function, and it greatly increases the risk of heart attacks. Even after you've come in and shoveling, you still set yourself up to possibly have one. So we want to talk about common sense things before we get into what happens when you don't do common sense things. The proper warm up, meaning wearing insulated clothes, layers are nice. You want to have a little bit of air movement in between.
Yeah.
Proper footwear. Please, people, don't go out below zero and in snow and show up at my doorstep for me to work on, and you're in a windbreaker or
I
flip-flops.
know.
And I mean, it's crazy. Staying hydrated. We just mentioned that. Limiting exposure and duration so that you're not out there too long or putting yourself in danger or risk, especially of muscle spasm. So when we talk, when I first learned firsthand about this was in, of all places, 1979 in a winter botany class in the middle of one of the worst winters that we had at that time. So from like October to March, winter botany class means you're going outside and they don't care. And so the first few times, students, they know everything and so on and so forth. We didn't dress properly. By the second and third class, you were dressing properly because you were going to freeze your patootie off, even if you
Yep.
didn't have a patootie. So very cold weather can significantly affect muscles of the body in several ways, and it could sneak up on you in a way that you don't realize is happening. So you have reduced flexibility and elasticity of the muscles. Cold temperatures cause muscles and tendons to be less flexible and less elastic, which means you can end up pulling something, even tearing a tendon, increasing strains and injuries, physical activity. So a great example for me is my snow blower is electric, so I have to have an extension cord. Extension cords are usually very easy to work with, not when it's cold. They become stiff and unwieldy and really problematic. So that's a great example where I got to really wrestle with the cords to get them to do what I need to do in order for the snowblower to work right. Decreased blood flow, it causes blood vessels to constrict, reducing the flow to the muscles. Again, we're talking about the blood going back into the body to protect the organs rather than being in the peripheral, decreased oxygen delivery,
Yep.
and what's more important, besides
What's more important besides I'm with you, Craig. I'm not sure if you're with us. I'm with you. We're paused like this. Come on, bring it back, bring it back. You there? Hi, Craig. Hello, hello. Ooh, Craig, I think we might have lost each other fully. Hello. Any chance there? It says I'm recording. It says we're good. There's no unstableness. I'll wait for you to come back. Bam. Craig disappeared.
you're
There you go.
back.
I was like frozen. I'm like, is it gonna come back? Hi. So repeat.
Nerve conduction, okay?
Perfect.
So
Yep.
all this means that you had a greater risk of falling or getting hurt. Or in their neck, and we're going to get in a little bit more into that right now. So you have an increased risk of muscle stiffness and cramps, especially in the lower legs. That becomes much more obvious at that point. And to combine that with the dehydration, fatigue, you just start getting yourself in a situation where things can start happening fast, rapidly, and start grabbing entire muscle groups. So you have muscle fatigueness, weakness, cold conditions make them tired quickly. I was out there for 20 minutes last week. I got done what I had to get done, but oh Lordy, by the time I came in and sat down, my fingers hurt. I was a little bit on the shivery side. Certainly, I was not moving as fast as when I went out there. So cold weather stiffens muscles, reduces the efficiency, and increases your chances of being injured, and mostly in ways you don't think about.
Yeah.
This is not something you deal with every day. To mitigate these effects, we talk about putting your clothing on and warming up first before you go out. Make sure it's properly, make sure it's closed up here where you don't get a draft and kick off a muscle spasm in your neck or upper back. You just want to stay, and when you're out there doing something, you want to stay a little more on the active side, not just stand in one place. So like if you have a snow blower or things like that. So what we're going to talk about now is the different muscles that become activated. And I'm not sure when we lost you, do I have to go through that whole thing again with the share?
You're going to hit the share button very simply. It'll click on which
Yep.
screen to share. And if you see your picture up there, click on that picture.
Okay, got it. And share.
Beautiful. There we
Hopefully
go.
that'll bring them. All right, there we go. Oh, I love this.
There you go.
No wonder you want me to.
Beautiful. Yeah, you can make it
Yeah,
bigger.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, more importantly, it makes it easier to explain things.
Hmm.
Okay, so this is the trapezius muscle, big muscle. Look how big that baby is. One part on each side. Has three distinct parts: upper, middle, lower. You're out there, you're shoveling, or you didn't wear the proper material, or you didn't have a scarf. You get a cold breeze in here, not just a cold, a frigid one. Boom, these things go into spasm. What happens? You suddenly got pain in here, you have pain here, referring into the jaw. That starts to go on. Then we go over here. You start recruiting muscles into this pain pattern, into the spasms, and you have another one here and another one there. The bottom line is you have this group of muscles that runs from mid-back to your occipital ridge here, can cause you headache. Its job has many jobs: elevates, upperly rotates, laterally allows you to extend, turn your neck, allows your body to go forward. But what happens is when you activate these things in the middle of cold or fall or whatever, any number of different ways you can do it: headache, stiff necks, shoulder pain, sometimes very sharp, sometimes life-changing sharp, at least in
Yeah.
the moment. Referral pain into the temple, as you can see, behind the ear, and then upper back, shoulder, sometimes middle back, and to go from there. So it's important that we identify what's going on. And if I teach you how to use tools like my buddy here, it's called a back knobber. What's nice, you get to take it apart, take it with you. But for a desk jockey like you should be having one of these because you could use it at the end of the day to undo all the damage you have, or vibrating balls or tennis ball in a sock, simple stuff that will help you to go in there and do that if you can't get in to see me. So, all right, how do I get to the next one here?
Okay. Gonna click over.
Click over to,
It's all right. There'll be either it could be I don't know if you hit the play button there, or you might have to X out to go to the next image. You should be able to swipe it over. If not, you can exit out
I,
and
I, I think yeah, okay, I'll exit out. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
you
All
want to
right.
do
Yeah,
it
I
that
think we
way.
we lost the initial thing. Sharing screen stop is okay.
Oh,
We'll go
oh
back.
yeah, you didn't have to end at the share. Don't end the share. Watch. Go back into the share. I'll help you. Don't worry.
Okay. All right, great. All right, so share, hit the
Yep,
bottom
share
share button.
again. You got it.
Okay, that'll show us all of it.
Exactly. And
Okay.
what you're going to do now is click, okay, perfect. You're back to just go back to your main folder and we'll
Okay,
open up the
great.
back muscles again and we'll click on picture number 2.
Okay, yes,
There you
number
go.
two, stinker. It's a stinker number two.
Oh,
There we
painful.
go. Yes.
And stop right there.
Okay.
See the arrow to the right later?
Yes.
You can
Okay.
hit that arrow to go to number 3
Yeah,
next
got
and
it.
you can make it bigger. Perfect.
Okay. Okay, so notice there's similar pain pattern to the other ones. Also notice this is a deeper muscle. This one, again, will react to the cold air hitting it. And it could cause pinpoint pain. Notice that the color is a little darker here, which means the pain's usually more intense there. This is quite a common one. Notice the muscle goes from the base of the skull all the way down to the top of the shoulder blade called the superior angle. And the pain can really, really drive you crazy. So it's important when you call in, especially if you're a new person, I'm going to ask a lot of questions and that'll help us determine whether you should be in right now or not. So the job of this is to allow you anchor this together so that you could take your head and go and turn this way, do some rotation. It does a lot of support of different movements in there. But when the pain pattern hits, it's neck stiffness, upper shoulder pain, occipital headache. It could go up into here into the occipital headache, trigger point referral. You could see it through the whole thing. Somewhat mimics the other one. Notice it's a deeper one. The other one covered all this area. So we're the second layer into the base of the skull and then between the shoulder blades. Okay, now what do I got to get to the next one? Oh, that's all. Okay. All right. This is getting too easy. Something's got to go wrong. Nope,
No,
let's not even say that. Okay. Okay, there we are. Can you see that? Or do I have to move something out of here?
I
Let's
could see.
get rid of that one. So, okay, good. All right, good. All right. We did the wrong one. Okay, let
Oh,
me
it's all right.
redo
Go
that.
back.
All right, so next one we're going to go after is called the rhomboids. Right there. That's the
Mm.
one. Okay. All right. So everybody talks about rhomboids. Now, look how it mimics the pain of the other two, only in a different way. Now we're a little bit more layer up, a next layer up. So 3 trigger points close together, and it sends the dull aching pain in here when they activate. Now, sometimes some of these will all activate, sometimes it'll
Yeah.
just be one of them. But in this, when it's cold like this, look what happens. It activates. And it doesn't matter if you know the musculature here. Once you learn how to use the tools that I just showed you, without even knowing the name, you can find your own trigger point. So we're talking about muscles that anchor the shoulder blade, the scapula, to the spinal cord. It retracts, meaning it brings it back. It stabilizes and it assists the shoulder blade in movement. Between shoulder blades along the medial border of the scapula, the medial border is this part here. Referring pain radiates into the medial scapula or shoulder blade and sometimes into this area of the inner arm. So a lot of times when I teach you how to work on this and this, you're going to be impacting that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's talk. Everybody talks about latissimus dorsi or lats for short for those who are into body work. Here's an interesting thing with this one. Look how big this is. This goes all the way down to the top of the iliac crest, along the spine. It's a big muscle, thick muscle.
Yeah.
You have 2 trigger points with this one. A lot of times when this one gets activated, people talk about not being able to rotate their torso or trunk. This part here goes into the humerus, the bone of your arm, so that you can bring it back down. See right there? It's there. Here, the pain tends to be pinpoint. Notice how the fibers attach to the rib cage here. So there's a lot of stabilizing that goes on here. Here, the trigger point here, really sharp, very pinpoint, refers pain down into the fingers. And when that happens, and one of the things I want to keep pointing out here is notice how each one of these points, even though sometimes they overlap in pain, have unique characteristics that help us decide what it is. So it extends, meaning if you wanted to reach back behind your seat, or for instance, to unlatch your bra, it adducts, bring your elbow and arm in towards your body. It rotates to the inside, all these different movements that are really important. But the pain pattern tends to be in the lower back, into the posterior, the back of the shoulder, and upper arm discomfort. And then you have this wonderfully nasty referring pain that confuses the situation because you think something's wrong with your arm when it's something else indeed. So let's go here to serratus posterior superior. Okay, you can see that one okay?
Yep.
Okay, so this one's unique. It's a breathing muscle. So when this one overloads, especially from the cold, you're shallow breathing, you're doing rapid breathing because you're shoveling snow, pushing a car, or just running to get in and get out of the house. But the thing about this one, and again, notice the referring pain patterns.
Yeah.
This one, on the other hand, doesn't show up in the picture here, but this one, on the other hand, is literally underneath the shoulder blade. So what I have to do is get you to bring your arm across your chest so that the shoulder blade goes this way, and I can get to this trigger point underneath the shoulder blade. So people will describe it as there's a pain under my shoulder blade that I can't get at. Notice how it also can confuse the situation by referring pain to the front of your chest. And of course, if it's bad enough, people can think maybe, just maybe, I'm having the beginning of a heart attack.
Oh
So
gosh.
its job is simple. It helps elevate the ribs when you take a deep breath. So when you take a deep breath, it causes the ribs to spread open so that you can take in more air. Mild upper back and chest discomfort. You can have referral pain into the upper back and around the upper ribs. Okay, let's move this along.
Okay. Doing great.
All right. Yeah, we are, aren't we? We're having a good day after being worried about this all night. Okay,
You're so good.
uh,
Relax. We got this.
I got it. Okay, so here's another serratus, and they call it serratus because it's like a knife. It goes in between the rays in a serratus fashion. So this is the lower one. Although this helps with breathing muscles, it doesn't actually do the work itself. Its job is just to anchor it so that when you do breathe, these ribs don't open up too far. But this turns out to be a pinpoint pain pattern,
Got it.
and it could be sharp and very annoying. So with this one, it's depressing the lower ribs, stabilizes the thoracic cage. This is called the thoracic cage here. And then you end up with a lower back pain, usually really naggy, deep, achy, into the lower region and flank. Sometimes it goes around to the abdominal wall, which is a great thing to know because then you can go ahead and finish it. Now we're going to get into a group of muscles that we call the erector spinae group. So I think I'm going to bring them up one at a time rather. Before I was doing two,
Sure.
but I don't want to push it. Okay, so let's start with this. All right. We're going to start with this muscle group here. Notice to you, this is a lot of lines going in all kinds of directions. All right. But each line, if you look closely at it, is an individual line, all the connective tissue. So look at this. This goes all the way, this whole group, erector spinae, meaning erect spine. Its job is to keep things functioning, keep you sitting up straight, keep you doing your job. But each segment, in addition to working synergistically, works individually
Okay.
too. So you have this is called the iliocostal, meaning iliacus down here, costal meaning all along the rib cage in between here and behind the shoulder blade. So it extends and laterally flexes the spine. So you can go this way or you can go or you comes back. So most of the job this is going to do is allow you to sit up straight. Without this, you would not sit up straight at
Oh,
all. All right. So you could have a deep local pain that can radiate into the hips, come around here, all the way around the front, or down into this area, sometimes into the thigh, which doesn't show up here. The second group, the longissimus, just like the word says, long. Look how it goes all the way down to here. Anywhere
mm-hmm.
along this line, it could cause a problem all the way up into your head and jaw area. You know, unless you understand what's going on, why there might be pain here and that you have to go down here, this could be a lingering chronic pain that goes on for a long time because nobody knows what's going on. Extends from the sacrum, lumbar area down here, and then it goes all the way up to the spine and head. The pain could be deep back pain, could be
Mm-hmm.
radiating to the head or neck, all the way from down here, all the way up there. All right. The last one here, we're going to, right here, the small group here. See how tight that is? Its
Yeah.
job is literally to do what it says, to
Ooh.
support the spine and
Okay.
allow you to, like you're sitting up straight and leaning forward.
I'm not.
This is
Yeah.
allowing, yeah, I don't even have to see you. I know what you're
I
doing.
know. I'm like, oh, hunch, hunch. Oh, stop. Okay.
Right. So these are the muscles that you're overloading over time that will give you a problem long term. Their job is to bring you back and help you sit up straight when you
Okay.
do it. So it extends and it stabilizes the spine. And when it activates, you have a very deep localized pain that sometimes takes a little time and a little work to find. So it will activate along the midline of the back, midline being here, sometimes radiating into the occipital ridge. So it could also activate going all the way up that way. So we'll make this clearer in a second when we bring the pain patterns up. So there we go. So now you get it. Now you get to see it in action here.
Oh, yeah.
Each one of these blue points here is what we call a trigger point, possible trigger point activation. You have the longissimus that we just talked about. See, trigger point, trigger point, trigger point, trigger point. So you begin to understand how you can activate this whole line and how you can cause pain all the way up and down the line. All right. So the individual trigger points, we talked about unique characteristics. This one here, right alongside the shoulder blade, but it doesn't only refer pain here, it can refer pain into the chest. Same thing here, refer pain here. So we're talking right about there, but this one goes deep into the abdominal or groin area. Now, how many people are going to know that if there's pain referring there, that they should be looking for pain back here? Okay.
Yeah.
Another one is here, longissimus. We talked about how long it is. It is.
It is.
And
I got you.
yes, but the bottom line is not only does it refer up, it refers
Yeah.
down, deep into the buttocks, deep in the lower back. So when these things get activated, we literally have to go in group by group because what's happened is
Yeah.
as a response to the cold, a fall, an accident, any number of things, what happens is you start recruiting muscles into the pain pattern in order to function actually and to get. Now here comes the last one. This is a very big player. It's called quadratus laborum, QL for short.
Whoa.
Now,
Okay.
right here, we talked about the erectors, right? See how they're going up,
Mm-hmm.
up, up. Now we cut this away and we go into this area. Now, this doesn't look like a big deal in comparison to this, but let me tell you, this may be the biggest deal. Now, notice how it attaches to the floating rib, number 12, all right? If it didn't do that, when you took a deep breath, everything would go crazy here. These muscles in between the ribs, called intercostals, wouldn't be able to do their job. Worse, when this goes into contraction, so you see the different pain patterns here, all right? So when this goes into contraction, this hip could go up higher, forcing this hip to go down to compensate. And this shoots up through the whole body. You start activating pain all over the place. So let's say you were bent over shoveling snow, you activate this, all of a sudden you have pain literally blowing out throughout the whole area, going through muscle group after muscle group. And if it's shortened up here, what happens is this part of your body will hit the ground harder. And a lot of times when you're starting to walk and this activates, this could be so bad that sometimes when people come to me, they literally crawl in on all fours. And I've had this happen a couple times. So you got to know somebody is willing to get up, get out of their bed, come see
Yeah.
somebody to have that kind of pain done. And I've had that happen several times. So let's talk about what this thing does. You know, it runs here all along the lumbar spine. It has what we call unilateral action, meaning one-sided, which means you can go and tilt your trunk in that direction. It also helps rotate it. So definitely important to stabilize the pelvis area when you get ready to move, and the lumbar spine. Also helps in breathing. We talked
Yeah.
about that at the 12th rib. And often, if you're lucky, the pain will only be unilateral one side, which makes it a lot easier to work on. Doesn't mean this side might not be involved. In fact, the involvement will be further up where all the adjustments that are taking place. The
Yeah.
pain may radiate to the flank, groin, or lower abdominal. So we talked about that over here, flank. So this may not be sharp pain. It turns out to be rather annoying for most people.
Wow. Well,
Uh,
thank you so much.
yes. So here we go. These are all the things that you could avoid by dressing properly for the weather.
Yep.
And especially in the next couple of days, this is a very, very dangerous situation coming down the road here. You do not want to have it such a way that you're going to land on my table. But if you're one of my guys and it happens, please call, because I'm going to tell you what to do. You already know to use the tools, how to use the tools. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's just a matter of no flip-flops, no windbreaker, put extra boots in the car, gloves, blanket. Just a simple sliding off the road could change your
Awesome.
life or a car accident. And on that note, my name is Craig Quaglia,
Close out your share
CraigQuagliaTriggerPointExpert.com.
screen. Stop the share. Stop the share.
Okay, how do I do that? Oh, stop the shares at the top.
Yeah.
I'll just okay,
Okay.
there we
Go
are. We're
ahead.
back. Okay, so Craig Quaglia, TriggerPointExpert.com, 708-524-8812. If you fall and go kaboom and don't get up very well, call me. I'll take care of you, and then I'll show you how to take care of yourself. On that
Beautiful.
note, you have a good day. Stay warm, stay safe, take care of the kids, let them go out and throw some snowballs, and then hot chocolate, bring them in.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Have a great day, Craig. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.